Everybody, it is time for Patreon video. This Patreon video is actually going to go out to everybody. We're going to put it up on YouTube, and I'm going to pull the audio out and put it out on the main feed as well. I'd like to do that with more of these, just, give the audio for free and have the video. So those of you listening, you don't know what you're missing, and what you're missing is looking at me and my background, I guess. I'm pretty handsome, so it works out for you. So what's been going on the last couple weeks? I have been crazy busy with a whole bunch of stuff. A couple weeks ago, I was in Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights. I recorded a video that I was just so tired and I was so dead to the world that I couldn't release any of them. But Nate and I kind of talk about it in the episode that we recorded today. I might jump that one a little forward just to kind of make things coincide. I got a couple of things in the hopper right now. I'm trying to get nailed down a time with Eric to do a Soundtracker episode about K-pop Demon Hunters to give to the Patreons as well. Hopefully we can get that down this month. A couple of other things that I got. I always got something going. Always got a plan. You kind of have to. I've been doing this for so long, and you just always have to have the next kind of couple of things in the back of your head and start reaching out to people. So it's a lot. It can be a lot. And look, I'm very grateful to be a podcaster, and being a podcaster, makes me money. It is. Sometimes you don't want to podcast. Sometimes you just don't want to do it. But that's not today. That was last week. I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get one out of me. So we're going to do it this week. I'm feeling a little bit more refreshed. It's been, I had a busy weekend. I worked at an anime convention. So there's been a lot going on, but it's Wednesday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized. I wanted to continue on with our reading of Art of War. We'll probably do another couple of chapters of that. We're going to take a look at some photos that I've taken this week, some things that I have observed to kind of put out. And I don't know, we're also, what else? Look at emails. I got emails always coming in from, I think we have one from somebody who's going to teach us about divorced dads. So at the St. Louis airport in the Southwest terminal, when you come in, you have to go downstairs to get the baggage claim and get picked up, get an Uber, whatever. And as you're going down the escalator, there is a sign that's this smiling guy in a suit, and it says, "Are you happy to be home?" and flatratedivorce.com. Flatratedivorce.com. That's a St. Louis divorce guy. And he's always there to greet me when I get home. It's real fucked up, but I mean, I guess duty representation too. So I know there's an email in there about some, helping dads out with legal stuff. And I mean, I know I make fun, it's easy to kind of make fun of that, but dads deserve representation in court. Dads deserve divorce lawyers if you're going through a divorce. It is kind of a thing to just assume it's the husband. Could be the wife, could be. So yeah, let's jump into a couple things here. So like I said, we talk about Halloween Horror Nights, so I don't really have any pictures of that. I will say that was a lot of fun. If you ever get to go down to Orlando, Universal Orlando during Halloween, that was a lot of fun. But let's take a look at... So my wife and I, when we drop our daughter off for her dance class, we find ourselves with an hour to an hour and a half of time to kill. Now, normally what we do is we go to Savers and buy little trinkets or buy things that, we upcycle, turn into art, things that, we need for the house. We're always kind of, picking up secondhand stuff. But, we're trying to be a little bit more frugal. So this time we decided to go to, there's a Bass Pro shop. I guess it's Bass Pro, or is it Cabela's, or is Cabela's Bass Pro now? I don't know, but it is, we went to the big place to go and just, it's a fun place to wander around. They got RVs there. They got, ours has boats. We got big pontoon boats that you can get up on top of and sit on, big area for fishing, big area for, hunting and guns and archery. And so it's a really, it's kind of a fun place to wander around. So we were going through some of the camping stuff, and I'm not a camping person. It's something that we have, said. I know Joe Kasabian is of the same philosophy of me, of they made me do that shit in the Army. I don't want to do that shit it's not fun for me to do that. Although if I had a lot of money and could do some of the real like upscale glamping stuff that they have going on here, I might consider it. But even that, like, I don't know. I'd rather be in a bed, I'd rather have air conditioning, I guess. I'm not like, I can do it, I just choose not to. But when I did camping with the Army, we ate MREs, and they don't have MREs. They only have all this like freeze-dried stuff. And freeze-dried, you buy it at the Science Center because it's astronaut food, and here it's this pro-adventure meal. But this is insane. I can't imagine, like, here's the thing about the pioneers and the people who are westward expansioning. Biscuits and gravy was like a main dish that was eaten on the trail because it was super easy to make. Like, you made sourdough biscuits like on the trail. Like, you had sourdough, you always had a sourdough starter that you were working with. So you always made biscuits in the morning and then fed your sourdough starter and then continued on. You were also always making gravy. Like, these are things because you were making pork sauce. So you had sausage grease and you had pork grease and you had all these things. Like, you should be doing this in a way like this is offensive to me. I feel this is disgusting to me. I cannot imagine because the way that you cook this is you open it up and then you pour boiling water into it and then you shake it and then you let it sit for 5 minutes as this stuff rehydrates. And I understand wanting to do things the easy way, but this seems a step too far. Like, this isn't like, there was survival food down there too. There was like the big bucket of freeze-dried survival whatever. And I mean, that's ridiculous to have, but that's at least, that makes sense. Like, it makes sense to be like, look, this is our last, we might starve to death if we don't eat this food. Okay, fine. I will eat the freeze-dried home-style biscuits and gravy. I'm sure I've eaten worse, but I just can't imagine choosing this out on the trail. Just be like, no, we're not going to take hot dogs. We're not going to do any fishing. Grab all of those Ziploc bags of, and also we're not going to clean half of this shit up. Look at the, like, I also, like, I don't camp because I don't like other people and I don't want to be on a campground next to other people, and because some people suck. And this is just like the kind of packaging that I have seen in the middle of the woods before. And it's like, this is something meant to take with you out into the woods. So, like 10% of it is staying out there. And it's just, it's gross. It's offensive. I don't like it. Not for me. The home style biscuits and gravy. Like, would you ask your grandma to eat that shit? No, you wouldn't. Your grandma would hit you for that. Here's jerky for the troops. So you can show your appreciation. Buy any bag of jerky to donate to our brave men and women serving in the military guard or reserve forces. Distribution to troops provided by Blue Star Mothers of America Incorporated. I did not look into who Blue Star Mothers of America Incorporated is, but you can see there's a timeline to this. It's like only during this month. So like, if you buy some Jack Links in November, the troops ain't getting shit. So if you really want to fuck a troop over, don't buy the jerky between September 28th and October 25th at Bass Pro. Who's this being sent to? Like, I know we have like troops overseas, but are care packages like this still a thing? When I was in, so story time, kids. When I was in the Army and when I was in Iraq and I was in Afghanistan, I was in Afghanistan in 2004, Iraq in 2009, and we definitely would get, boxes of stuff. I think one of my favorite things that we got was a big box of Josh Groban t-shirts that were like all size mediums. So, we obviously had Josh Groban days. We'd have like an afternoon off and we'd all go back to the hooch and put on our too small Josh Groban t-shirts. But, we always got a lot of stuff but beef jerky was like never in short supply. I don't know where it really comes from. So when we were in Iraq and we were picking up like our sodas and snacks and stuff for the office, because that's what my war was sitting in an office drinking a Dr. Pepper and eating peanut M&Ms. But we would go to the class 1, and that's where you could pick up, all this kind of like kind of, office junk food that is great to have. Like, let me tell you something about logistics, man. The American military, at least when I was in, understood snacks. Like, they understood that the way to keep the troops happy, you need to make sure that they're paid, make sure that they're fed, give them a gym, and give them snacks. And they'll fucking go to hell and back with you. So a lot of snacks are already provided. I think maybe some of them were Jack Links. I don't really know if like this stuff was donated. Like, it's not like USO donated stuff. This was, so I don't know. I don't know how it works. Also, I don't care. I'm not going to be getting, I don't like jerky. I never cared for dried meats. If I needed salt, it was sunflower seeds for me. We did enjoy Bass Pro. It was a nice little date night for myself and the wife. You're always looking for those like third spaces, right? That a place that you can just kind of hang out that doesn't cost any money. And I mean, I will say we did buy a tub of cheese balls at the end of it. So we did spend $8 there. But, it's for the most part a cheap date. It was just a place to wander around and look at stuff and show each other funny things or comment on fishing gear or climb on top of a pontoon boat and pretend that you're driving the lake in the Ozarks. Good place to hang out. And they have it's not really an aquarium, but they had a fish display, I guess an aquarium. Yeah, they had they have all of the Bass Pros have a big aquarium. The Bass Pro in Springfield, Missouri, like if you ever get a chance to go to the mother Bass Pro, like where it all began, where you can see like the original, they've recreated the original Bass Pro inside of it that you can go visit. They have an aquarium, they have a huge aquarium and like a museum. They've got like an NRA gun museum there, which I absolutely love because they have on display the bow of Geronimo. And I have a cousin who is a Native American anthropologist. And I said, yeah, they've got that on display. She's like, yeah, so does like 5 other museums. None of that shit's real. Like, I'm sure like the other guns are, but they don't have Geronimo's fucking bow in there. But me, I enjoy pageantry, so that's fine. And I also enjoy guns. Like it's kind of like, because it's the NRA, but like if you're Tylenol brained about guns, like I kind of am sometimes, it's just, there's a lot of history to them. A lot of wars, newsflash, I'm into history about war, so of course guns are interesting to me. But good times at Bass Pro. Highly recommend checking yours out. The Bass Pro. The other thing is the Bass Pro that is in Memphis, Tennessee, the Bass Pro Pyramid. That is a really fun. It's a very small Bass Pro, like admittedly, because it's like a real bit, like a good Bass Pro is huge. Like they'll take up like, a couple city blocks. Because they gotta put RVs and giant boats in there for all the kids to climb around on. So like the inside footprint is like kind of small compared, but it's in a giant pyramid. And you can go to the top of the pyramid. There's a restaurant up there, but you can also just pay like $10 to go up and hang out and look out over Memphis. And I highly recommend. God, I love Memphis. Is such a great city. Like shout out to all you Memphans. You guys are really doing it good. I love Beale Street. I love Mud Island. I love the little trolley that goes over to Mud Island. I love visiting the Elvis, Graceland. Great city all around. All right, here we go. So this is insane. So I have a friend who works IT for the government, for the federal government, and she works at a call center. So she is a federal government employee. So the government shut down today. We'll see how this goes. Fun times for everybody. But when she logged in, this is the pop-up that she got. Due to the radical left Democrats shutdown, this government website will not be updating during the funding lapse. President Trump has made it clear he wants to keep the government open and support those who feed, fuel, and clothe the American people. Yeah, that is absolutely insane. That is something that was sent to all of these federal employees who were working at the time. So hooray, we're in a fascist dictatorship. Good times all around. Don't have to linger on that one. Look at this. Holy shit. So at lunch today, I was walking my dog with my wife, and we came across some guys, some tree cutter guys. tree trimmers, I guess. But so they're like, hey, they're setting up and everything, and I started asking them, like, what do you guys do with all the mulch? And the foreman came over, and so I talked to him, and he's like, we just take it down to the mulch area that's, not too far away. And I said, would you be able to like dump it in my yard? And he's like, yeah, I get it if you want, like, and it's like, I'm just like a block away. And I brought the guy up and I showed him, and I was like, I got this big empty lot next to me. I know the neighbor who owns the lot. I already texted him. He's cool with it. I was like, just fucking dump it all, dump all that mulch. Cause what I'm doing is I'm mulching my entire backyard. We may have made a mistake here. We will see, because I think I don't think I have too much mulch, but I do have a big dog that likes to hang out in the backyard, and like I'm mulching the entire thing because I've got so many holes in my backyard, man. Like this fucking dog loves to just dig a hole, and she digs them on like the pathway that we walk to get to the garage. We have a detached garage back there. And so she's created all these like places for you. It's perfect to roll your ankle, like if it's dark or if you're carrying stuff, and it's just all over, just these craters. And I'll see her out there just happily just grinding away at that Missouri, like it's Missouri clay. It's so hard, and she's 100-pound Pyrenees, man. She loves it. We're also gonna see how upset she gets about her dog hole being filled in, because she has a place that she likes to lay, that she has like a little den, basically. She has her backyard den. She doesn't always sit in it, and sometimes she's in front of my in my office, or some, she's got other places that she lays around. It's a very small backyard, but she's got her different places. But I did fill in her dog hole, and here's the thing: it is October now. It's October 1st, and that means the winter is coming, and Great Pyrenees like to have a den ready to go. So I have a feeling she's going to dig this den right back up. And that's fine. I mean, it's mulch. Like I can just spread more onto it, but it's a damn lot of mulch, man. It's a lot of mulch. A lot of mulch that I now have to hand like dig and carry. I have carved out a significant chunk of this, but I have carved out maybe a quarter, maybe about 20%, maybe. And I don't know. We're going to see. I'm going to be dumping it in my backyard for a while. Also, my backyard is uneven, so we're kind of hoping that we can even this out. And as it breaks down, it will, fill in all the gaps. I don't know. Look, man, I'm going to be real honest with you. I just need to fill in all these holes somehow. And I don't give a shit. I don't care how the dog feels about it. Like, she's such a butthead. She can dig her new holes if she wants, but I want nothing to do with it. All right. So record check-in. This is, I haven't bought a record in a while, in like a couple of weeks, but I did go over to my parents' house yesterday. I take my daughter over and have dinner with them once or twice a month. And I went through their record collection. They have a huge record collection. And I absconded with a few things. This is one of them. I got a polka record as well. And the one I was looking for, they had a Star Wars, a New Hope, like the soundtrack. So it was all the dun, 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 dun. But it also had the Cantina Band on there, which I loved. It had the full Cantina Band song. I think my nephew got that one. He may have already gone down and picked that one up. My parents have a lot of Bill Cosby records too, which I remember listening to when I was younger, and that's real unfortunate because they're really funny, and you're just like, he was so funny, but he's a terrible person. And now that we know that, it's hard to listen and laugh and be like, oh, he's also a serial abuser. So anyway, I got the 1812 Stereo Spectacular. I picked up some Mozart as well and some Handel. My parents very much into classical music, so I have a lot of classical music now, and I do have a real appreciation for the classics. All right, we'll come back on over here. So I picked up The Gondoliers. Is a Gilbert and Sullivan. Gilbert and Sullivan. I don't know this one. The Gondoliers. I'm excited about it though. I'm hoping it's a lot of gondolier singing. So I might check that one out tomorrow. We got Polka City with Dick Rogers and his TV recording orchestra, including Till We Meet Polka, Johnny's Knocking, Bartender Song, Going Wild Polka, Chicagoland Twirl, and No Beer in Heaven. Chicago style. Polka City, USA welcomes all Bohemians, and that means everyone who has cherished the exciting tempo of the dance that originated in old Bohemia back in 1830 and then went whirling around the world. The polka. So here's all kinds of trumpets and clarinets polka. No Beer in Heaven. I don't remember them playing that one. There's a good one. Irish Rovers, Greatest Hits. We love some old Irish singing people. Old sad Irish people singing. 1964 is this one. Special price, two records set. Yeah, there's 2 records in there. I don't know what condition any of these are in. Handel's Water Music. I am a big fan of Handel. Probably because it's very hymnal, and I grew up Catholic, so and you know Handel's he's done a lot of real big Christian-y stuff. Instrumental music of the Southern Appalachians. This album is a result of folk song collecting trip made during the summer of 1956 by Diane Hamilton, Liam Clancy, and Paul Clayton. All of the sections of this recording were recorded in Virginia and North Carolina. So it's we got Cripple Creek, we got Patter-Roll Song, The One Dime Blues, Sourwood Mountain. Maybe we'll listen to some of this. I don't know how to get like the music from the record player to you. Might have to talk to Nate about this. So we got a dulcimer, a banjo, a guitar, and harmonica. I'm excited about this one. This one sounds really good. The 4 orchestral suites by Bach. I like to just have some classical music on in the background. And also I took this one out, another Handel, a 4 record set. And this one has a library stamp in it from 1978. So I don't know, maybe this is stolen from a library. If it's your library, I apologize. It's mine now. So yeah, I got some good stuff to put on. I think I've got 1812 in there right now. I was listening to some Victory at Sea, just stuff on in the background, staying on my dad brand, as it were. So I will come back. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you all about this Southern Appalachians one. I might have to record an addendum to this one because this one looks fun. I love a mouth harp. I've got mountains in my blood. I got a lot of Ozark in my blood. Weirdly though, most of my family came from Michigan. Left Michigan because Grandpa got blown up on a pipe. It happens, 1920s, man. All right, let's move on to. All right, it's time for us to get our Sun Tzu on. I believe we ended at 3. Yes, attack by stratagem. We went through that. So, recap, if you didn't read if you weren't around for the first time that we went through this, we went through the first 3 chapters. Basically, give rewards to your soldiers. Don't have a protracted campaign. All warfare is based on deception, yada, yada, yada. A lot of good stuff in here about don't attack if they are twice your size. Somebody needed to have that written down. That's why it's written down. All right, the tactical dispositions. Sun Tzu said, the good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat and then waited for an opportunity to defeat the enemy. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Thus, the good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain of defeating the enemy. Hence the saying, one may know how to conquer without being able to do it. So, you gotta let the enemy show how to defeat himself. You can secure yourself against defeat, but you cannot make certain that you'll be able to defeat an enemy. See, that's some good shit right there. That's some of the stuff, they give you the all warfare is based on deception, but secure yourself against defeat, but you can't be certain that you're going to win here. Security against defeat implies defensive tactics. Ability to defeat the enemies means taking the offensive. Standing on the defensive indicates insufficient strength. Attacking, a superabundance of strength. A general who is skilled in defense hides in the most secret recesses of the earth. He who is skilled in attack flashes forth from the topmost heights of heaven. Thus, on one hand, we have ability to protect ourselves. On the other, a victory that is complete. To see victory only when it is within the ken of common herd is not the acme of excellence. Neither is it the acme of excellence if you fight and conquer and the whole empire says, well done. To lift an autumn hair is no sign of great strength. To see the sun and moon is no sign of sharp sight. To hear the noise of thunder is no sign of a quick ear. What the ancients call a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Hence his victories bring him neither reputation for wisdom nor credit for courage. He wins his battles by making no mistakes. Making no mistakes is what established the certainty of victory, for it means conquering an enemy that is already defeated. Hence, the skillful fighter puts himself into a position which makes defeat impossible, and does not miss a moment for defeating the enemy. Thus it is that in war, the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who has been destined to defeat fights first and afterwards look for victory. The consummate leader cultivates the moral law, strictly adheres to the method and discipline. Thus it is in his power to control success. In respect of military method, we have firstly, measurement, secondly, estimation of quantity, thirdly, calculation, fourthly, balancing of chances, and fifthly, victory. Measurement owns its existence to earth, estimation of quantity to measurement, calculation to estimation of quantity, balancing of chances to calculation, and victory to balancing of chances. A victorious army opposed to a routed one is as a pound's weight placed on the scale against a single grain. The onrush of a conquering force is like the bursting of a pent-up water chasm of 1,000 fathoms deep. Very poetic, this Sun Tzu. He's really does have a good way of words here. But some things, that stick out here. One who not only wins but excels at winning with ease. So, it's the protecting yourself from defeat and not making mistakes. Don't do stupid shit. If you're ever wondering, what stupid shit should we not do, Francis, go listen to Lions Led by Donkeys. All of it, listen to all of it, and then continue listening to it, and you will, all of those mistakes that are made. For all of the banging on that people do about The Art of War and Sun Tzu, you would think any of them would have read it and taken any of it to heart. But, as we mentioned in the last episode, a big portion of it is, hey, you have to, your troops have to trust you. You have to give them things. You have to make sure that they're paid. And currently, none of those things are happening. We're in a government shutdown, so all those National Guard troops not getting paid right now. We'll see how that one works out for them. So it's not just about winning. It's about winning with ease. You don't go to battle until you know that you're going to win. There's no reason to just, charge into something and hope it works out for you, because that's how you're going to lose. All right, let's talk about energy. Sun Tzu said, the control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up the numbers. Fighting with a large army under your command is no wise different from fighting with a small one. It is merely a question of instituting signs and signals. To ensure your whole host may withstand the brunt of the enemy's attack and remain unshaken, this is effected by maneuvers direct and indirect. That the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against an egg. This is affected by the science of weak points and strong. In all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed in order to secure victory. Indirect tactics, efficiently applied, are inexhaustible as heaven and earth, unending as the flows of rivers and streams. Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the four seasons, they pass away to return once more. There are not more than 5 musical notes, yet the combination of these 5 give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. There are not more than 5 primary colors: blue, yellow, red, white, and black. Sun Tzu, white and black are shades, actually. Yet in combination, they produce more hues than can ever be seen. There are not more than 5 cardinal tastes: sour, acrid, salt, sweet, bitter. Sun Tzu really seems like he's getting paid by the word here. Yet combinations of them yield more flavors than can ever be tasted. In battle, there is not more than 2 methods of attack, the direct and indirect. Yet these 2 in combination give rise to an endless series of maneuvers. The direct and indirect lead on to each other, each in turn. It is like moving in a circle. You can never come to an end. Who can exhaust the possibilities of their combination? The onset of troops is like the rush of a torrent which will even roll stones along its course. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. Therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. So, we're talking physics here, potential energy, releasing the trigger, expending that energy. That is this energy. I think Sun Tzu probably means it in more of a metaphorical way, but it's fine. I don't know if they had that kind of physics back then. Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder, yet no real disorder at all. Amid confusion and chaos, your array may be without head or tail, yet it will be proof against defeat. Simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy. Masking strength with weakness is to be affected by its tactical disposition. So all kind of coming back around to, if you're strong, make yourselves look weak. If you're weak, make yourselves look strong, right? A lot of the same thing here. Thus, one who is skillful at keeping the enemy on the move maintains deceitful appearances, according to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices something that the enemy may snatch at it. By holding out baits, he keeps him on the march. Then with a body of picked men, he lies in waits for him. The clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require too much from individuals. Hence his ability to pick out the right men and utilize combined energy. When he utilizes combined energy, his fighting men become, as it were, like unto rolling logs or stones. For it is the nature of a log or stone to remain motionless on level ground, and to move when on a slope, if four-cornered to come to a standstill, but if round-shaped to go rolling down. Thus the energy developed by good fighting men is as the momentum of a round stone rolled down the mountain thousands of feet in height. So much on the subject of energy. God, yes, we get it, man. It's energy. You got to flesh these out, right? You can't just be like, look, energy is... what is energy? You got your indirect and your direct. It moves like a cycle. He really does. He's got to talk about musical notes, impact of the arm. So, have a good vibes in the military, I guess, is what we're learning here. Just be deceitful. Lie to your enemy. It's okay. They're your enemy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it out here. I think we got something good. For those of you listening, thank you for listening. For those of you watching, thank you for watching. If you do want to watch, you want to look at the pictures, you want to see what we got going on, come on over to Patreon. $3 and up level, you're gonna get access to all these videos, and you'll be able to see my beautiful shining face on them. And you're also gonna get to see cool stuff like this. This is new in the store. My It's So Over and We're So Back patches. You will get both of these for $15. They're Velcro hooked back, so you can hook them up to your uniform, your rig. You can fucking hot glue them to whatever you want. But swap them out depending on your mood. I mean, sometimes you go back and forth all day. It is so over and we are so back. I know that I have done this at least 3 or 4 times today. So check that out in the store. For those of you listening, like I said, this video will be out. I'm putting this out on YouTube. I'm going to put this and see if we can kind of bring some people in. I'm trying to do more with the Patreon. So I will be announcing the winner of the raffle. That will be a home decor sign going out. The next one that we're going to do for the month of October is going to be a Soviet pin set. I'm going to go through and curate something, find some really cool ones, some nice ones, some nice big ones. I know I've got like an 1812 one with like a French Napoleonic hat and a cannon on it and everything. The Russians love to talk about how they kick the French's ass. So I'm going to post pictures of that in Patreon. You can always sign up to the Patreon for free, and you will get updates. I send at least a Monday update to everybody that's signed up. So, you will still get stuff. You can listen to the podcast through the Patreon too. But patreon.com/hell of a way to die is the one that you're going to look for. It is going to say hell of a way to dad, but it's the old one. They wouldn't let me change the URL, and that's fine. So please consider that. If you have the means to. I understand things are tight for everybody, but I am trying to do more with this and be more open and engaging with all of you, all of our listeners, not just our Patreons, with everybody, but certainly if you come and become a Patreon, you're going to get a lot more. So patreon.com/hell of a way to die. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Talk to you next week.